Okay, I started recording this before, but I pressed the volume button on my iPhone and then stopped recording. Um, so, doing this again. Sorry, I'm tired because my kids made me very tired, but they're sleeping now. Um, so yeah, the thousand fans thing. I think this is a very like Jeff Fogel era thing, or like 25 years ago, where you wouldn't sell only to the thousand fans, but thousand fans will be the ones who buy it day one, and then like a few more would buy it afterwards, and then if you're Jeff Fogel in 1998 and you worked for a year on your own on a game, you sell it for $30, and I don't know 5,000 people bought it, and 1,000 of those are like your hardcore fans that buy everything. And that's enough to make like a modest living off of, and this is still like I think he's doing, but he has like 25 years head start on you. I wouldn't really count on that. There are modern equivalents of that, like you can kind of say Dwarf Fortress, but it's like a massive outlier, right? But like Dwarf Fortress 20 years ago was basically going for that. They just were really persistent and made an unusually, sticky game. There's a guy whose last name I don't remember. His first name is Brian. He makes Caves of God. It's also kind of like a game like that. Been making it for like 15 years or more. Also selling it for fairly high price, like 20 something, $30 or something like that. That's the kind of game where maybe, not 1,000 fans, but like 10,000 fans can sustain you. But these are, I think, very rare outliers. Like, it might as well be like saying make Minecraft or something, right? Like, it's not something that any of us is very likely to make. And it also really depends on the genre. I mean, Tim, your racing game, like that's not the kind of game that people. It's not like the Dwarf Fortress or Caves of God kind of game where like this fanatic player base that's small but like has literally nothing like that they can play. They're really yearning for. Like there's very few stuff like that. There are very few genres like that. And I would say these are more like this. Like hardcore PC grognard type games, like super in-depth roguelike, super hardcore simulation games, um, super hardcore strategy games, like very very deep games. I think maybe they can make maybe they can make something like that work. And like it's not gonna be 1,000 fans, but maybe they can make it work with like 10,000 fans or something. Um, I wouldn't use that as a business plan, to be honest. I think that's not very likely to work. Um, so I can tell you when I was in your situation a few years ago, Arthur Slayaway Camp released. I continued working on it. So we did like ports for like mobile and a bunch in console and stuff like that. And after the mobile port release was 2017, I was really burnt out. Um, it wasn't a particularly brutal development experience. Like yeah, maybe I was punching the last 3 weeks of development before release to get it out the door, but like 3 weeks of 60-hour weeks, and before that was like 2 years of working 30-hour weeks or something. So it wasn't like it wasn't the reason I was burnt out. It was just expectations. I was really saying like, oh, this is like the game that's gonna like really make it, and it didn't. It was okay. Like it wasn't a failure, but it didn't meet my expectations, and I took that really hard. It wasn't the only reason. There was other like life stuff that happened at the same time, but I think it was a big part of it. But now I try to not have too many expectations, to try to enjoy what I do, while I do it. With To the Stars, we are very close to doing the PC Mac release build. Not yet releasing it because of talking to some platform stuff, platform deal stuff. So it's not releasing yet, but we are very close to basically, you know, delivering the release build for PC Mac to the publisher, and I hope it will do well. I really like the game. I think it has a chance, but I honestly try to not have any sort of expectations. I actually really liked working on it. It had stressful bits and pieces, like everything. But with that kind of wisdom, if I would call it that, it must have been really like among the commercial indie games that I made, the one I probably enjoyed working on the most. And I think this is really almost entirely due to the fact that I don't have this, sword hanging over my head saying like, oh, I have these high expectations for this game. It must meet them, or I'm a failure, or like why did this guy I knew online won an IGF award and I didn't, and whatever. No, I no, didn't expect to win an IGF award, but you know what I mean. I just try not to have these expectations, and it really helped me. Like I think, um, like another thing, I also lined up the next game. I was prototyping it like months before this game finished, so I know exactly what we're gonna jump into next. And that also kind of like doesn't give me. Maybe that's also like one of the things that give me like it's not all my stakes are that this game succeeding because I already know what I'm gonna work on after this. Um, so yeah, I don't know if this helps you. Um, Back in 2017, one thing that did help me, I was working on other people's games for a little while. A friend of mine, Andy Sam, who worked on he's one of the creators of Crossy Roads. He gave me a little gig working on Crossy Roads for a few months afterwards. That was nice. His code was really bad, but it was just nice. Anyway, for other reasons. And I took a little job as a developer here, like a game developer here in Berlin. It's like a normal job going to the office. This was slightly before Corona, so and it was also nice. It was not like the games they were making. The company doesn't even exist anymore. It went out of business like a couple of years afterwards. The games were not like super exciting, but they were nice, and I had nice colleagues. I went to the office every day. I liked my coworkers. I had like a thriving social life, kind of because of that, because I was going into work. There were like 25 or 30 people in the office, and it was nice. It was actually what I needed after like 2 years of doing Slayway Camp. I didn't do Slayway Camp alone, but I did it in kind of like the indie spirit. I was just it was me and later on another junior programmer brought in later to help me here in Berlin working on it. We didn't meet very often. We met like twice a week or something at the co-working space. And I had two artists in Canada working on it, and it was very nice people, very nice team, but it wasn't like like a real like office job. Like I met the Canadians literally once or maybe twice in my life. Once I went there like a year into working in the game for a week, and then once one of them came here to Berlin for a week. That's like the only time I ever met these people. So it wasn't like, yeah, it was still kind of like an online hermit life. And yeah, and then after that, really like just doing this sort of like salaryman life, going to the office 9 in the morning, making coffee, chatting, working with people, not having, the game succeeds or doesn't succeed, I get a salary at the end anyway. Obviously I care that it succeeds or not, but it's not like there's no there's no big risk. There was no big risk for me. I was just an employee. It was nice. I did it for a couple of years, that sort of stuff, until I got back onto the stars. Um, so yeah, I don't know if there are actually um, game dev jobs near you. Maybe they are. Maybe that would be nice. If not, maybe like a remote freelancing job, like I did for Andy. That can also be nice. Um, yeah, back then my cost of living was a lot lower because I didn't have the kids like I do now. So it would be harder to pull off now, but back then I probably spent like half of what I spent now. Um, yeah, sorry that you're going through it. I think it's mostly just because of expectations. Um, it's yeah, maybe it's kind of like like this Buddhist thing where like suffering, yeah, whatever. Suffering is part of life. Having these desires that then go unfulfilled causes suffering. You could be a happy man by not having these desires. It doesn't mean you need to like aim low or something. It's just to know that, yeah, like you can hope to have success. You don't need to expect it. You don't need to let this define you. Um, yeah, obviously it's hard to make a living without being successful, but I mean, we can program. We can all make a living. Um, like honestly, you're not gonna be homeless or something. You probably like your worst case scenario is that you're gonna get some whatever C# enterprise insurance company automation backend engineer job. Like it's not like you're gonna um, you know scrape toilets or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this helped you. Uh, I hope so. And yeah, thanks again to both of you for restarting this thing. It's really nice. Bye.